Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's ready for Halloween most of all?
Today, the list is Halloween ready.
Is he grabbing your arm again?
Yeah.
Explore the most haunted places in America.
She could not get the spirit to release her arm.
And tips to throw a great party.
It all starts with that meat and cheese combination.
Plus,
Welcome to the 13th floor.
how to enjoy a haunted house.
Oh, God! Why clowns? Of all things, why clowns?
We're Halloween ready because it's your life, it's your list, and it starts right now.
Hey guys, I'm Christina Guerrero.
And I'm Jimmy Rhodes. And KG, this weekend the festivities will be going on just about everywhere. So it's time to get Halloween ready.
Yes, and if that means you're headed for a haunted house experience, but being scared out of your wits does not sound like fun, well, we have some ideas for you.
Yep, we're gonna help you make it through that fear-filled pit of screams and scares. And that's our featured story at the top of the list.
The month of October is full of tricks, treats, and spooky fun. All over the country, haunted houses pop up, and so-called scare actors do everything in their power to terrify the brave souls who dare enter.
Welcome to the 13th floor.
But some of us are scared to death of these haunted attractions. We turn to Zach Bussey, a regional manager for the 13th floor in Phoenix, for some tips to help us toughen up.
They've really got it in their heads that like something bad's going to happen to me when we get in there. But in reality, everything's as safe as it can possibly be. They're not going to get hurt on the inside. Everything's going to be fine when they're all said and done.
First, he says to wear the right outfit, a dark one.
So you can kind of just blend into the environment, as you can see.
So kind of like what you're wearing, not so much what I'm wearing.
Yeah, exactly. You're probably going to glow in our black light rooms and stick out like a sore thumb, whereas I'm going to blend into the background. They might not see me as much.
Next, position yourself to stay under the radar.
So if I'm in a group, where do I want to be in the group? In the front, in the back, in the middle?
You probably want to be in the front and not in the back.
Why is that? Huh? Oh, jeez.
Well, I think that's why. They're going to target you the most, follow you through room to room, so you want to avoid being in the back.
Next, you might not feel brave, but try to look it.
Okay, so you're saying I shouldn't show my fear?
Yeah, you're going to want to hide your emotions so they don't target you.
All right, fair enough.
Oh, God!
Okay,
I don't think it worked out.
I don't think it worked out so well.
Why clowns? Of all things, why clowns?
And another suggestion is to maybe even laugh at or joke with the scare actors.
Oh, well, hello. That looks like great breath. All right, moving on.
Also on his list, look for room changes.
Okay, so the floor is all pitched here. What does that mean when the flooring changes?
So when you reach
hello.
a new flooring, it's going to indicate a new scare. You're going to be in a new environment, a new room, new characters, new things to scare you. So you're going to want to watch out.
Also, new lighting or sounds can signal something's coming. And finally, if a haunted house has a spinning vortex room, focus on fixed objects.
Okay, so these vortex rooms are really disorienting. What's the trick?
So in order to keep your equilibrium, you're going to want to focus on something stationary, like your feet, the bridge, or the handrails, and just kind of slowly walk your way through without focusing on the revolving room.
Helping you survive a haunted house is at the top of the list.
You know those horror movies that have you curling up in a ball and covering your eyes to avoid all of the gore? Yeah, well, they also have a softer side. It turns out all of that stress that they cause actually has some health benefits. Strange, but true story.
You may hide your eyes, hyperventilate, or even scream during horror movies, but that anxiety may actually be good for you.
You get exposed to what you're scared of and you survive it, and that helps you afterwards in your life.
Clinical psychologist Dr. Yasmin Saad says there are some surprising mental health benefits you can get from watching scary movies. Let's start with how they can desensitize you from your fears.
For some people, horror movies are very therapeutic, and for others, they can trigger a nightmare.
It's all about who you are and what type of anxiety triggers you have.
You want to identify the type because that will tailor which movie you want to watch.
Is your anxiety based on losing control, or are you afraid something bad will happen to you?
If you're scared of more the unknown, paranormal movies, horror are more the type.
If you're scared of somebody being in your home, slasher movies might be your jam.
We gradually expose you through imagination what you're scared of, and your body and your mind get gradually adjusted.
Next, it relieves stress.
This is how fear is your friend. It's meant to bring you excitement. If you're exposed to it in a dose that's digestible for you, you get excited.
After a stressful workday, a night of terror can be a welcome distraction.
You go watch a horror movie that's so disconnected from reality, it actually gives your brain a break.
She says that it's a way to release and overcome something internally. So by the end of the movie, you've had 2 hours of release. Finally, it can help you problem solve.
That applies to movies that are a bit more of the psychological horror movies, because it's when you're overcoming a fear, like for example, there's an intruder in the house.
This stimulates the situation in your head where you plan your escape or defense.
You start thinking, do I jump out of the window? What do I do? Oh, I have this umbrella. Maybe that could be a bat.
And after the movie, you feel prepared.
So the movies that are a bit closer to your life are the best for that.
Scaring is caring. That's the healing power of horror.
Okay, if you're this close to Halloween and don't have a plan in mind, believe it or not, there's still time. Addie D. Jamal showing us how you can turn your face into a costume.
When your plans to put together an epic costume don't go quite as planned, maybe you don't even need one in the first place.
The greatest thing about a face costume is that it's just that. It's your face.
Makeup artist and body painter Allison Penn is here to help us put together our own face costume.
We're gonna do a cracked face look. I love this concept because you can literally wear anything.
For those guys and ghouls out there that want to keep it simple, start with a beginner look.
One thing about this look that makes it so easy is that we're literally just using 2 colors.
Yeah, I love that. Less is more.
Less is gonna become a lot.
All you need is black and white watercolors and a couple of fine tip paintbrushes. Then,
pick out where you want your cracks.
Allison says, place the cracks in unexpected places around the face, like over your eye, across your nose, or over your mouth. Use the black paint to start.
We're literally just gonna start making little squiggly lines.
Don't focus on making the lines exact because it's supposed to look
just like broken glass. So they're not perfect. So there's no way you can screw this up because it's not perfect, right?
Yeah.
Once you got your cracks in place, it's time to get a little holy.
Keep with the theme. These aren't round holes, they're square and jagged.
Next, highlight the cracks with white paint.
I'm using the Q-tip here to kind of help blend. So wherever I put the little white highlights, just on the outside of those highlights, I'm kind of smudging with a damp Q-tip.
Blend the edges and voila!
Oh, I love this.
It's fun, right?
It's simple yet detailed, and it really pops.
And while this look is definitely trick or treat ready, Allison says you can always kick it up a notch to a more intermediate look.
If you feel you're up for the next stage of this, now we can connect them. Just make more cracks across your face and then make them a little bit deeper.
So what do we need to keep in mind when it comes to taking this look from beginner to intermediate?
More is more. The more cracks you make, the cooler the effect. And because these things are such simple little lines, you can keep going. I know you can.
And when you're done, you should have something that looks a little like this.
Oh man, it's really expanding. I love this.
Yeah.
You can always stop here, or you can take it to the advanced look.
We're going full gore.
And all it takes is some lip color and, of course, blood. Let it drip, and boom.
Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's ready for Halloween most of all? This girl.
And now you're ready to face Halloween too.
Still to come as the list gets Halloween ready.
It's actually easy to replicate your favorite Halloween candy in cocktail form.
We have drinks and food.
Choosing fruits that have that nice acidity to really elevate the meat and the salami.
For the perfect Halloween party. Plus,
There was something paranormal happening.
see what happens with a first-hand ghost encounter. Next on the list.
We're back, and KG, sometimes being Halloween ready can involve maybe a festive cocktail with a few candy classics.
That's right. Teresa Strasser is putting some boo into your boozy drinks for some frighteningly fun concoctions.
This Halloween, we are ditching the witch's brew for cocktails based on iconic Halloween candy, and you don't need exotic ingredients or magic spells.
It's actually easy to replicate your favorite Halloween candy in cocktail form, and we're going to show you how.
Tyler Sterling, general manager of Comics Restaurant and Bar in Scottsdale, Arizona, is starting us off with a drink flavored like America's favorite Halloween treat, the Reese's Peanut Butter Blast.
This is just going to be a little mixture of a little light cream. We're going to put a little frangelico in there, dark creme de cacao.
Add in a shot of vodka, top with whipped cream. It may not be witchcraft, but Tyler achieved the flavor without using any candy.
You're going to get your peanut butter and chocolate flavor, believe it or not, from the dark creme de cacao that's in it. And with the frangelico, is going to add that little bit of nuttiness from the peanut that you're looking for.
Our next concoction is kind of corny and controversial.
Either you love candy corn or you hate it. So in this situation, we made a candy corn old fashioned, a huge twist on a traditional classic drink. We're going to use bourbon, candy corn simple syrup, and 2 dashes of bitters.
You only need 1 pound of candy corn and a gallon of water for the simple syrup.
Bring it to a boil and then pour it out and cool it down.
Garnish with an orange peel and you have a candy corn classic. Our next drink is shaken, stirred, and sugared up, the Snickers Martini.
Very, very simple drink. It's going to be 3 ingredients, equal parts. We're going to do dark creme de cacao, Bailey's Irish cream, finish it off with a little frangelico.
You'll need a fun-sized bar for the garnish. Our last chilling Halloween cocktail, refreshing Junior Mint shots. Founded in 1949, this popular treat is just chocolate and mint. Easy and simple like our shots.
This is just a nice, easy, simple balance of dark creme de cacao with a little bit of peppermint schnapps. Really easy to do and simple, but really elevate your party to another level.
For these recipes, head over to BlissTV.com. Celebrating the spooky season with a side of sugar with Halloween candy cocktails.
Here's the truth, I started thinking Halloween months ago, but even if you're a purist, hey, it's October, so everyone could get in the spooky spirit. If you're looking for a good scary, Jackie Denker's conjuring up some of the most haunted places you could visit across America.
I'm totally creeped out.
It's like a warning.
Take a deep breath, because things are about to get seriously spooky.
There's so many places around the country that are allegedly haunted.
And no one's more qualified to give us a tour of these eerie places than the co-founder of the paranormal series Unexplained Cases, Darren Dito. We're starting in Baltimore, Maryland, on board the USS Constellation.
It's a historic ship, supposedly haunted by several of its captains. Also, there might have been a young boy that was murdered below deck, that his spirit is there. And the night that we investigated, we experienced a lot of things.
What I saw, it looked like some kind of a shadow.
One thing I experienced was we were kind of standing in an area of the ship that was below deck that I could feel a vibration of footsteps around me.
I could feel the boards like moving.
Now, was that the little boy? It's hard to say, but certainly there was something paranormal happening.
Next, there's mystery in the Midwest as we head to Alton, Illinois for the Mineral Springs Hotel.
It was a hotel for kind of the wealthy, maybe the famous. It's now pretty much been divided up into apartments and there's some stores in there.
But he says this place seems to have some guests still lingering, like in the old pool.
Now, supposedly, a child drowned down there and maybe an adult or two also. Of course, it's spooky, it's dark, you can't basically see. When all of a sudden I felt like something walked through me.
This is crazy, dude. I can feel the energy in my hands.
I've never had that feeling before.
I still feel you here.
What or who that ended up going through me got my attention and scared me a little bit.
Our last scary stop is in Tombstone, Arizona at Nora's place.
But one of the places we were told to go check out was this undertaker's office. It's now a business, but way back when, that's of course where all the bodies were taken.
Darren's fearless daughters came along for this one.
All of a sudden, she said something kind of grabbed her arm.
Is he grabbing your arm again?
Yeah.
And she could not get the spirit to release her arm. The medium had to step in.
Let's go sit you down.
In all the years we've done something like this, in 20 years, never have seen anything like that, but it's tough when it happens to your own kid. Hey baby, just take some deep breaths.
I know, I'm okay.
Grab your boo
Who is here with us right now?
and head to one of these ghostly haunts
He's trying to push you toward that door.
across America. We'll be right back.
We are back, and of course, getting Halloween ready means watching scary movies. The co-directors of the last and next Scream flicks are revealing why some horror franchises are so successful and why we keep coming back for more.
You ready? Last year's Scream made more than $140 million globally, almost as much as the original film made more than 25 years ago.
I've seen this movie before.
Because of that success, the co-directors of Scream, Matt Bettinelli-Olpin and Tyler Gillette, are already in post-production on the 6th movie in the franchise, which is expected to hit theaters in March.
We're just excited to get back into it with like the same group of people. It's all the same family.
The pair told us what's helped the Scream franchise and other frightful franchises remain so successful for so long.
There's a killer out there patterning his murders after the original movie.
First, a memorable survivor.
Great characters that you just love and want to keep returning to, like a Laurie Strode or something where you can, like, yeah, I want to see what she's up to.
I'm coming for you, Michael.
Jamie Lee Curtis played Laurie in the first 2 Halloween films and the trilogy that just wrapped up with Halloween Ends.
Maybe the only way he can die is if I die too.
She was also in 1998's Halloween H2O and 2002's Halloween Resurrection. And hot on her heels, Sidney Prescott's lived through all 5 Scream flicks so far.
I've been through this a lot.
The next thing every scary movie franchise needs, a memorable villain.
Texas Chainsaw that just came out is more killer-based.
Leatherface.
Other franchises with standout stalkers, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, and Scream.
Ghostface is a killer that is about playing games, but when it comes time to do the job, it's really brutal.
It's so great because it's so ominous and scary because you don't know who's underneath it. Anybody can be Ghostface.
Finally, any great scary movie franchise keeps evolving.
Horror fans, they want that. It's like, give us something new and take a swing, and maybe the swing misses, that's okay. Because you can do it again, because there can be 20 of these things. Like, that's the fun.
You don't really know much about Halloween.
One example, Halloween 3 went without Michael Myers. And Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 was less a thriller and more of a dark comedy.
Mama's got a girlfriend, Mama's got a girlfriend. Which feels so different than anything around it, and that's okay.
All of those things, like that's the DNA of what makes these movies unique.
Scary movie franchise secrets. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. And if being Halloween ready means prepping for a party, we have some tricks that can turn into tasty treats. We're learning how to make charcuterie boards with a holiday spin.
Halloween's almost here, but it's not just costumes and decor that can get you into the spooky spirit. Columbus Craft Meats charcuterie director Evan Anata is teaching us how to make the perfect spreads for the season.
So it all starts with that meat and cheese combination. Salami is that bridge that brings all the different flavors on the charcuterie board together.
There are lots of different types of salami. Depending on your palate, you can go for mild, spicy, or even sweet. Evan recommends choosing around 2 to 3 types and about 2 ounces per person.
The leftovers, you can always build a sandwich or have snacks afterwards.
Then a hard Italian cheese works well with most meats, but you can also add in fresh and creamy options for variety. And to help with the next part of our board, getting creative.
On this board right here, we did a little bit of Scream, little scary movie flair on this, so using the brie to make a Scream mask.
Then add some darker jam into the holes of your Scream mask to make it complete.
Same thing with here. I'm personally a big fan of Jason, so having that Jason mask along with some spooky characters and fun flavors are just always a great option to just bring the whole crowd into a Halloween themed party especially.
And with this board, Evan used a circular brie to shape the mask.
And then using a little bit of salami on our Columbus salami as the accents of red because it has that nice dark red crimson color, as well as using dried fruits, so dried blueberries and figs as those little markings to really make that Jason mask pop.
Then use a small cookie cutter to make some cheesy ghosts without much effort. And the only thing left to round out your board is the extras.
I always make sure you be conscious of the textures that you're bringing on a board. So choosing fruits that have that nice acidity to really elevate the meat and the salami that we're making, as well as really having that crunch.
Crackers can provide the perfect crunch, and brightly colored fruits can make a board pop.
The most important part is to taste good as well as looks as good as it does.
Spooky charcuterie. That's perfect for Halloween.
Well, I don't know about you, Jimmy, but I feel like I'm finally Halloween ready. Trunk or treat tonight, Halloween party on Saturday,
Wow.
the list costume contest on Monday afternoon, and then, of course, trick or treating on Halloween night.
That is a busy, busy few days. That is a lot. But back in the day, you know, I would just use a sheet for a ghost costume, use my pillowcase to collect the candy. Everything I needed for Halloween night was right there on my bed.
Well, happy Halloween to you, Grandpa. Thanks for watching, friends. We'll see you next time.
Monday on the list. What to do if you think your house is haunted.
Has the door been hung properly? Is it level? Or it could be a poltergeist, and we need to know.
And take a trip without any plans.
We like to have our trips be fun and adventurous.
Plus,
I think every episode has a piece of my life that's real.
check out the inspirational new show based on true events.
I find humor to be a great coping mechanism.
That's Monday here on the list.